Coming up next on UK Student News Network, live at 4. The University of Kentucky is taking measures to protect students from the coronavirus.
Presidential candidate Joe Biden picked up some more momentum as the election season moves forward.
After last week's Nashville tornadoes, we tell you how to stay safe here in Lexington. UK Student News Network live at 4 starts now.
Hello, I'm Hayden Gooding. Thank you for joining us.
And I'm Zach Epperson. We begin tonight with an update on the COVID-19 outbreak in America. The University of Kentucky has announced that classes will be held online due to the coronavirus. Starting on March 23rd, students will be asked to stay home and take classes online. The announcement was made via email by UK President Eli Capilouto. The goal is to return to regularly scheduled classes on April 6th. Staff operations and UK research and healthcare enterprise activities will continue as planned.
I wasn't surprised by it. I figured it was coming sooner or later with other universities and schools closing down. I figured it was coming for us with us being so big. But I definitely think it's the safest thing for us right now with the coronavirus spreading so fast. I think it will benefit us here at UK.
So maybe taking some time off to figure out what's going on before we go straight back into mass classrooms and lecture halls would probably be a good idea.
I wasn't surprised by it. I figured it was coming sooner or later.
We have breaking news coming into the UK Student News Network.
Another university in Kentucky is moving classes online due to the coronavirus. WKU decided to extend its students' spring break an extra week. Coming off break, students will begin online classes March 23rd until April 6th. On Wednesday, the University of Dayton was in an uproar, with police launching pepper balls to break up hundreds of students gathered outside. The uproar started after students received news that they are required to move out of housing immediately due to the university's effort to prevent the spread of coronavirus.
For the first time in 11 years, the World Health Organization has declared global pandemic. Large events
As of
have
right
been
now, the university is
postponed or
keeping
canceled, including temporary closure of 15 universities. At last count, there have been more than 1,000 cases in at least 40 states. There have been 31 reported deaths, including 24 in the state of Washington. As the virus shows no signs of slowing down, companies are urged to allow their employers to work from home.
I can say we will see more cases and things will get worse than they are right now.
Today, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear strongly encouraged churches to cancel worship services this weekend. This is part of Beshear's recommendation of avoiding large gatherings to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Beshear stated, quote, "I believe God gives us wisdom to protect each other, and we should do that," end quote.
The coronavirus is closing more than just schools and universities. Today, the Bluegrass Irish Society Board of Directors announced the cancellation of their St. Patrick's Day Parade Festival, scheduled for this Saturday. They will get in touch with those who plan to participate in the festivities as soon as possible. This year would have been the 41st installment of the annual event. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell took some time to speak about how political leaders are coming together to battle the COVID-19 outbreak.
But across the country where leaders are working together on the front lines, we've seen something different. I want to commend the Democratic governor of California, who stated on Monday that he'd been in close touch with the president and the vice president and appreciated their attention and support.
In the wake of last week's devastating tornadoes in Nashville, UK students might just be wondering what they need to do in such a case of emergency. The UK Student News Network had the chance to talk with a local official about what to do. Around this time of year in Lexington, when the wind begins to pick up and the sky and clouds turn dark, UK students and faculty should be prepared to receive a message similar to this one.
The NWS has issued a tornado warning for the Lexington area until 10:13 a.m. This is only a drill.
And while this message was just for a drill, the real thing is always possible. Just last week in Nashville, 2 tornadoes ravaged Middle Tennessee, killing at least 24 people and damaging thousands of businesses and homes. March is Severe Weather Preparedness Month in Lexington, and students at UK might just have to face a severe weather threat away from their homes for the first time. So, what should dorm and apartment residents know in case of severe weather? According to UK's Crisis Management and Preparedness page, Students on campus during such an event should try to stay away from windows and open spaces and put as many walls as possible between you and the outside. Points that Tim Brandewee with Lexington Fayette Urban County Government resonates.
We recommend generally hallways, make sure the doors are closed. You want to get away from the windows. We also recommend getting as low as you can if you have the time to get there. The biggest thing you want to do is put as much steel and concrete between you and the outside world.
In the end, though, Brandewee says that being prepared is the key to avoiding such devastation. Zach Epperson, UK Student News Network. Brandewee said that another helpful resource to have in preparation, the UK Alert Notification System. Joe Biden has won Michigan's Democratic presidential primary. 4 years ago, Michigan was Bernie Sanders' key component in his presidential race. Biden's victory in Michigan, Missouri, Mississippi, and Idaho could potentially blow Sanders out of the water. Biden's work with the working class voters and African Americans will help to continue his Democratic nomination hopeful.
I want to thank Bernie Sanders and his supporters for their tireless energy and their passion. We share a common goal, and together we'll defeat Donald Trump.
Former presidential candidate Andrew Yang publicly endorsed Joe Biden last Tuesday on CNN Live. The endorsement came after Biden had capped the Democratic primaries last week. Andrew, who has previously supported Biden, has now switched his focus to fully supporting Biden.
I believe that Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee, and I've always said I'm going to support whoever the nominee is, so I hereby am endorsing Joe Biden to be not just the nominee for the Democratic Party, but the next president of the United States.
The city of Lexington is working to replace 2 miles of sewer lines. As a result, some roads are altered or closed. The list of closures includes the intersection of South Upper and Winslow Street, which will be closed starting Friday at 7 p.m. until March 16th at 6 a.m.
Up next, we'll tell you how the FDA is coming after companies that are still selling flavored vaping products.
And about the next female superhero.
More in sports. The SEC announced its awards for men's basketball as selected by the conference's coaches yesterday, and the Cats racked up the accolades. Emmanuel Quickley was named SEC Player of the Year, becoming the 9th player in program history and the 5th under Coach John Calipari to win the award. The sophomore out of Maryland averaged a team-high 16.1 points per game this year, helping the Cats take the regular season conference title by 3 games. While Nick Richards didn't get Player of the Year due to Quickley's second-half rise, the Jamaican big man still found his way onto both the All-SEC first team and SEC All-Defensive team. He added nearly 10 points to his scoring average and doubled his rebounding average from last year, while leading the conference in field goal percentage and ranking 2nd in blocks with 66. Richards and Quickley weren't alone in claiming awards. Ashton Higgins joined Richards on the SEC All-Defensive team. Tyrese Maxey was named to the All-SEC second team and SEC All-Freshman team, and Coach Cal won SEC Coach of the Year for a 4th time. A different Kentucky school had its chance to clinch an NCAA tournament bid last night. Northern Kentucky took on the University of Illinois at Chicago in the Horizon League Conference Tournament title game. The Norse led by 10 at the break after this shot here right at the buzzer, and comfortably led throughout the second half on their way to a 61-52 victory. It's already the 3rd NCAA bid for the Norse, who have only been tournament eligible for the last 4 seasons since moving to Division I in 2012. Awards weren't the only thing the SEC announced yesterday. In an email, Director of Communications Craig Pinkerton said that the media will not allow access to locker rooms at this week's conference tournament. This is presumably due to coronavirus concerns. Kentucky is scheduled to play the winner of Thursday's Alabama-Tennessee contest on Friday afternoon. The NBA has recently discussed the possibility of playing games without fans in arenas, something superstar LeBron James was vehemently opposed to at first. But he changed his tune somewhat yesterday afternoon.
When I was asked the question, would you play without no fans, I had no idea that it was actually a conversation going on behind closed doors about the particular virus. Obviously, I would be very disappointed at, not having the fans, because that's what I play for. I play for my family. I play for my fans. They're saying no one could actually come to the game if they decide to go to that point. So I'd be disappointed in that. But at the same time, you gotta listen to the people that's keeping a track on what's going on, and if they feel like it's best for the safety of the players, safety of the franchise, safety of the league, to a mandate that then we all listen to it.
The Golden State Warriors announced just a little bit ago that they would play tomorrow night's game against the Brooklyn Nets without fans in their arena. Finally, while the SEC tournament is still on, the Ivy League tournaments are not. The conference canceled their tournament games, citing, quote, the health of students as well as the campus and general community, end quote, in a release yesterday. The decision was made based on recommendations from public health officials. The league granted its regular season champions, Yale on the men's side and Princeton on the women's, the automatic bids to the NCAA tournament. They also canceled all spring sports for the year. That's it for Sports Today. Zach and Hayden, back to you.
Thank you, Brady. Well, up next, Justin Conte is going to tell us all about the nice weather we've been having.
We're going to see how long that'll stick around when we come back.
For the first time, UK students will have the option to grab a cold one on campus. The Cornerstone building is the university's newest project. When finished, the building will feature West 6 Brewing, which will include beer, as well as Cup of Commonwealth and Rolling Oven Pizzeria. The project will be finished by the fall semester.
I think it will have an effect because we have been a dry campus for such a long time that I think bringing alcohol back could prevent other issues of having drinking like outside of campus.
Today is National Johnny Appleseed Day. Johnny Appleseed was an American pioneer nurseryman. While September 26th is Appleseed's actual birthday, the holiday itself can be celebrated on March 11th due to the planting season. Well, I don't know about you, but I haven't heard about Johnny Appleseed since probably elementary school. Yeah, I haven't really heard about him in a while.
I feel like it's a very interesting tale, and everybody's heard it at some point in their life, you know?
Yeah, exactly. We've all heard it, but haven't heard about it in a while.
Yeah.
But that's all we have. That's all we have for you today. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Hayden Gooding.
And I'm Zach Epperson. Thank you.